Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo
Are we on text 12, Amanda? Or
Yep, we're on 12.
okay, all right. Text 12. Lupa pravtir armarmba karmanam asham spirha rajasi etani ja anti vir dirhe bar atar sabaha. O chief of the Bharatas, when there is an increase in the mode of passion, the symptoms of great attachment, uncontrollable desire, hankering, and intense endeavor develop. One in the mode of passion is never satisfied with the position he has already required. He hankers to increase his position. If he wants to construct a residential home, he tries his best to have a palatial house, as if he would be able to reside in that house eternally, and he develops a great hankering for a sense gratification. There is no end to sense gratification. He always wants to remain with his family and in his house and to continue the process of sense gratification. There is no cessation of this. All these symptoms should be understood as a characteristic of the mode of passion. Text 13. Abrakaso pratiska pramado moha eva ka tam ashi etani jan jay anti bir durhe kuru nam dana. O son of Kuru, when there is an increase in the mode of ignorance, madness, illusion, inertia, and darkness are manifested. When there is no illumination, knowledge is absent. One in the mode of ignorance does not work by a regulative principle. He wants to act whimsically for no purpose. Even though he has the capacity to work, he makes no endeavor. This is called illusion. Although consciousness is going on, life is inactive. These are the symptoms of one in the mode of ignorance. Text 14. Yada sape pravarte tu pralayam yate diha brit tad o tanma vidam lokam amalan pratipadyate. When one dies in the mode of goodness, he attains to the purest higher planets. One in goodness obtains higher planetary systems like Brahma Loka or Jana Loka, and there enjoys godly happiness. The word Amalan is significant. It means free from the modes of passion and ignorance. There are impurities in the material world, but the mode of goodness is the purest form of existence in the material world. There are different kinds of planets for different kinds of entities. Those who die in the mode of goodness are elevated to the planets where great sages and great devotees live. Text 15. Rajasi pralayam gatav karma sang ishu jayate tata pralinas tamasi muda yon ishu jaate. One who dies in the mode of passion, he takes birth among those engaged in fruitive activity, and then he dies in the mode of ignorance. He takes birth in the animal kingdom. Some people have the impression that when the soul reaches the platform of human life, it never goes away. This is incorrect. According to this verse, if one develops the mode of ignorance after his death, he is degraded to animal form of life. From there, one has to again elevate himself by evolutionary process to come again to human form of life. Therefore, those who are actually serious about human life should take the mode of goodness and in good association transcend the modes and become situated as Krishna consciousness. This is the aim of human life. Otherwise, there is no guarantee that the human being will again obtain to human status. Text 16. Karmaya sukratasha hu satvikam nirnalam palam rajas as tu palam dukam ajanam tam asa palam. By acting in the mode of goodness, one becomes purified. Works done in the mode of passion result in distress, and actions performed in the mode of ignorance result in foolishness. By pious activities in the mode of goodness, one is purified. Therefore, the sages who are free from all illusion are situated in happiness. Similarly, activities in the mode of passion are simply miserable. Any activity for material happiness is bound to be defeated. If, for example, one lives in a skyscraper, so much human misery has to be undergone before the skyscraper can be built. The financier has to make much trouble to earn a massive wealth, and those who are slaving to construct the building have to render physical toil. The miseries are there. Thus, Bhagavad Gita says that in any activity performed under the spell of the mode of passion, there is definitely great misery. There may be little so called mental happiness. I have this house or I have this money, but this is not actual happiness. As far as the mode of ignorance is concerned, the performer is without knowledge, and therefore all his activities result in present misery. And afterwards, he will go on toward animal life. Animal life is always miserable, although under the spell of the illusory energy Maya, animals do not understand this. Slaughtering poor animals is also due to the mode of ignorance. The animal killers do not know that in the future the animal will have a body suitable to kill them. That is the law of nature. In human society, if one kills a man, he has to be hanged. That is the law of the state. Because of ignorance, people do not perceive that there is a complete state controlled by the Supreme Lord. Every living creature is the son of the Supreme Lord, and he does not tolerate even an ants being killed. One has to pay for it. So indulgence in animal kingdom for the taste of the tongue is the grossest kind of ignorance. A human being has no need to kill animals because God has supplied so many nice things. If one indulges in meat eating anyway, it is understood that he is acting in ignorance and is making his future very dark. All of the kinds of animal killing, the killing of cows is the most vicious because the cow gives us all kinds of pleasure by supplying milk. Cow slaughter is an act of grossest type of ignorance. In the Vedic literature, the words Gahib, Pranita, Matsharam indicate that one who being fully satisfied by milk is desirous of killing the cow is in the grossest ignorance. There is also a prayer in the Vedic literature that states, Namo Brahmanya Divaya Go Brahmaya Hitatya Ka Adhitaya Krishnayama Govindaya Namo Nama. My Lord, you are a well-wisher of the cows and the Brahmanas, and you are the well-wisher of the entire society of the world. The purport is that special mention is given to in that prayer for the protection of the cows and the Brahmas. The Brahmas are a symbol of spiritual education, and the cows are a symbol of the most valuable food. These two living creatures, the Brahmanas and the cows, must be given all the protection that is real advancement of civilization. In the modern human society, spiritual knowledge is neglected and cow killing is encouraged. It is understood then that the human society is advancing in the wrong direction and is clearing the path to its own condemnation. A civilization which guides the citizens to become animals in their next lives is certainly not a human civilization. The present human civilization, of course, grossly misled by the modes of passion and ignorance. It is very dangerous age, and all the nations should take care to provide the easiest process, Krishna consciousness, to save humanity from the greatest danger. Text 17. Savat sanjayate janyaman raja so lobha iva ka brahmada moha tamaso pravato jiyan iva ka. From the modes of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, grief develops. And from the mode of ignorance, foolishness, madness, and illusion develop. Since the present civilization is not very congenial to the living entities, Krishna consciousness is recommended. Through Krishna consciousness, society will develop the mode of goodness. When the mode of goodness is developed, people will see things as they are. In the mode of ignorance, people are just like animals and cannot see things clearly. In the mode of ignorance, for example, they do not see that killing one animal killing one animal, they are taking a chance of being killed by the same animal in the next life. Because people have no education in actual knowledge, they become irresponsible. To stop this irresponsibility, education for developing the mode of goodness of people in general must be there. When they are actually educated in the mode of goodness, they will become sober, in full knowledge of things as they are. People will be happy and prosperous. Even if the majority of people aren't happy and prosperous, if a certain percentage of population develops Krishna consciousness and becomes situated in the mode of goodness, then there is a possibility for peace and prosperity all over the world. Otherwise, if the world is devoted to the modes of passion and ignorance, there can be no peace or prosperity. In the mode of passion, people become greedy, and their hankering for sense enjoyment has no limit. One can see that even if one has enough money, an adequate arrangement for sense gratification, there is neither happiness nor peace of mind. That is not possible because one is situated in the mode of passion. If one wants happiness at all, his money will not help him. He has to elevate himself to the mode of goodness by practicing Krishna consciousness. One engaged in the mode of passion is not only mentally unhappy, but his profession and occupation are also very troubling. He has devised so many plans and schemes to acquire enough money to maintain his status quo. This is all miserable. In the mode of ignorance, people become mad. Because being distressed by their circumstances, they take shelter of intoxication, and thus they sink further into ignorance. Their future in life is very dark. Text 18. Your Darvan Jakanti Savata Sata Mahi Tishanti Rajas Jahamya Guna Priti Sata Adho Gachanti Tamahasa. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the highest planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the mode of ignorance go down to hellish worlds. In this verse, the result of actions in three modes of nature are more explicitly set forth. There is an upper planetary system consisting of heavenly planets where everyone is highly elevated according to the degree of development of the mode of goodness. The living entity can be transferred to the various planets in this system. The highest planet is Satya Loka or Brahma Loka, where the prime person of the universe, Lord Brahma, resides. We have seen already that we can hardly calculate the wondrous conditions of life in Brahma Loka, but the highest condition of life, the mode of goodness, can bring us to this. The mode of passion is mixed. It is in the middle between the modes of goodness and ignorance. A person is not always pure, but even if he should be purely in the mode of passion, he will simply remain on earth as a king or a rich man. Because these are mixtures, one can also go down. People on earth in the modes of passion and ignorance cannot forcefully approach the higher planets by machine. In the mode of passion, there is also the chance of becoming mad in the next life. The lowest quality, the mode of ignorance, is described here as abominable. The result of developing ignorance is very, very risky. It is the lowest quality of material nature. Beneath the human level, there are 8 million species of life, bird, beasts, reptiles, trees, etc. And according to the development of the mode of ignorance, people are brought down to these abominable conditions. The word tamasha is very significant here. Tamasha indicates those who stay continually in the mode of ignorance without rising to a higher mode. Their future is very dark. There is opportunity for men in modes of ignorance and passion to be elevated to the mode of goodness, and that system is called Krishna consciousness. But one who does not take advantage of this opportunity certainly will become in the lower modes. I think I'm going to stop there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was funny in verse 18, it says, people on this earth in the mode of passion or ignorance cannot forcibly approach the higher planets by machine. I don't know if you guys saw, but Jeff Bezos is going to be going to space in his own rocket. And I thought about him when I read that. I was thinking of, like, I'm taking all this very literally because that's what my brain does. But like the part where it says like, oh, if you kill an animal in the next life, that animal might kill you. So like I think about, and I guess I feel like giggly this morning, but I guess I think about like someone who has been attacked by a bear, like that, the rarest things, like the things we don't really hear about. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, attacked by a bear. Like I almost wonder like, wow, now I'm wondering like, well, maybe that person killed a bear in his past or her in her past, his or her past life. But I do think this is all very important to learn, and they keep talking about I'm trying to find where it says, and it's just sad to me that we do not learn religion growing up unless our parents teach us. Like it's not taught in schools, and it's like shunned upon even. And I'm not talking about one type of religion, but I feel like we should all be introduced to different types of religion so that we can then pick. But I know it's like so taboo, I guess is the word, to mention the word religion in school.
Yeah, you went to public school.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Like my son is in Catholic school right now, but he learned about all the different religions, which I thought was really cool. He knew a lot about the Bhagavad Gita when I mentioned it.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
awesome. Oh,
I
maybe things have changed. I did not learn about religion in school, but maybe I wasn't paying attention either.
know.
But I thought like they weren't allowed to teach religion in school. And I didn't think to take it in college. I almost wish like my freshman year when you have to take all those like electives.
Electives, yeah.
I took some sort of philosophy class, but I should have taken a religion class. I remember that philosophy teacher. My God, was he, and he like just loved his job. He was like so immersed in his, but I couldn't understand it because he wasn't teaching it to like, it was like philosophy 101. He was teaching us like, I couldn't, he could, and it was like 8 o'clock in the morning or something.
Oh yeah, that's early for philosophy class.
I had to take all morning classes because I was an athlete and I had to take the early classes because then I had to go to practice in the afternoon. So I think I had classes like 8, 9, and 10 or something like back to back. And then I would take a little break and then get to practice.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Anything come up for you?
No, I knew about that they hold the cows sacred.
Oh yeah.
I liked it. Well, I didn't know if I liked it, but the part about the building and the people working to build the building. And just like when we were talking, what we were talking about yesterday about how like all the city people are kind of crazy because they're trying to upkeep their expensive life, right? So
Well, like I was telling you earlier, I was reading a historical fiction. It wasn't facts, but about the Gilded Age, about the Astors and the Vanderbilts. And it's just so fascinating to me. And they're just so oblivious to like having servants and staff and governesses and maids and the lady maid and the morning maid. And then they do these balls and like the amount of money. And toward the end of the book, they're going to a ball and one of the women of society is glancing out her carriage and she sees all the people outside protesting. She's like, here I am wearing a $30,000 gown that I'm never going to wear again to go eat like a 28-course meal and all these people outside. And they got like, you ever go to like a party or an event, a fundraiser where they give you like a swag bag?
yeah.
Yeah. So like they were doing it even back then in the Gilded Age and like they all got a diamond bracelet as their like swag gift. So she was like, maybe I'll go give it to somebody outside to sell.
Oh man. Yeah, it is very disproportionate at times.
Well, that's what I don't have the book here, but one of the author questions, like reader guide questions at the end, it's like the gap between the haves and the have-nots then, and like how does it exist now? And it's still here now. It's still a very wide gap.
Right.
There are times where I'm like spending money on something and I'm like, I can't believe I'm spending this, whatever it is. It could be $5 on something or $100, whatever it is. But
yeah, but then I started to think, well, they need that building for the people, like say it's like a public housing building and they need that building for those people, but should those people not be here then? Should we all not be in the city? I don't know. I started going like in rabbit holes with that.
Well, public housing buildings one thing, but like Alva Vanderbilt built this mansion, or like these rich people that build these like ginormous mansions are taking more than what you need.
Yeah.
when she built this, like, I don't know the specifications of it, but like these ginormous mansions, and then just because they think it's going to make them happy, and then they don't even find they're happy, and now they have this like 28 bedroom mansion that they just had people build for them. And back then people were dying building these buildings.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, the meat eating thing is something that, I mean, I guess I can agree with it, but on the other hand, it's like, then why are we eating meat? And I eat meat, but I try not to eat too much meat, but I still do. I saw an ant crawling in the front room this morning though, but I'm like, if I couldn't scoop it up to put it outside, so I let it go. But I was like, you better find your way out before I get back when I went for my walk.
Find your way out. I don't want to kill you.
Yeah, since I've taken teacher training and I learned ahimsa and nonviolence, I do try not to kill bugs. I still do it. I try not to do it. I do it with like glue traps downstairs for the spider crickets. I mean, I had to spray this room with ant stuff, but I didn't see any dead ones, so hopefully it's just keeping them out.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we really should be listening to everything in that book, the society needs to change like 100%, or
Oh yeah. Yeah.
we can't follow it all.
No. Not in this
Not in this time.
Not in
Yeah.
this time. Yeah. All right, so let's do some breath and we'll do some meditation.
Yep.
So sit up nice and tall, find a straight spine, relaxed face. Breathe in and out through the nostrils, making the breath longer as you inhale and deeper as you exhale. Bring your right hand over to your face, close the nostril with the thumb, inhale through the left. Close the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. A few more times on your own breath. When you feel ready, I'll exhale out the left side. I'm going to set the timer. You'll join us when you're ready. Bringing hands to heart. Namaste.